as a guitar player, and then I got interested in electric guitar. I was an electric guitar player, and I got interested in recording a la Les Paul, and that was has always been a fascination, and I had some recording equipment, and so I've always and then I got a job as a recording engineer to supplement my songwriting career, which wasn't making any money at that time. And then also played nightclubs in those days, and guitar player in various and sundry bands. And audio engineering was always a fascinating thing to me because nowadays, especially, or for the last 50, 60 years, any time a musician want to communicate with the world, it's generally with recordings, and recordings are an electrical process. And so that always fascinated me. That was kind of a link between a musician and the audience here in modern times. And I went, well, you ought to know a little bit about the engineering process, because it's all going to go through there one way or another. And it's a hobby, and I also used it in making records in my business. Because I'm a songwriter, and I'm also an artist, but basically I'm a songwriter. I can put my songs, I can write a song and go, well, I'd maybe like to have this sound jazzy, or maybe I'd like to have this song sound, bluesy, or maybe put it in a country bag. Because I'm a songwriter, I do that. That probably hurts me as far as an artist, because when people buy music, most people have a certain kind of music they like, and then they generally don't like any of the other kind. And so there's a lot of different formats. So because I do that, that probably hurts my record sales, because as they say in the record store, there's no bin, is it blues, is it jazz, is it country and western, is it rock and roll? So because I'm a songwriter, I do that, and it probably hurts my record sales a little bit, because it's not necessarily any one kind of music, but that's kind of the way I do it. And like I said, because I'm a songwriter, I do it that way. This is a Cajun Moon, 1, 2, 3. Cajun moon, does your power lie as you move across the southern sky? Took my baby way too soon. What have you done, Cajun moon? Someday, babe, when you want you, let me go, just like the wind. Don't trouble your mind, whatever you do, 'cause he got me like he got you. Cajun moon, does your power lie? You move across the southern sky. Took my baby way too soon. What have you done, Cajun moon? Someday, baby, when you want your man and you find him gone, just like the wind. Don't trouble your mind, whatever you do, 'cause he got me like he got you. Cajun moon, where does your power lie as you move across the southern sky? Take my baby way too soon. What have you done, Cajun moon?
J.J. CALE in a live version of Cajun Moon, recorded specially for Radio 1FM. I met the promoter who's put on the JJ CALE concerts, and I said, do you think he'll actually show up? It's been a long time since he's been over here and played. And because of this whole laid-back image, you wonder whether he said, just occasionally forgets gigs and just doesn't appear. Oh, no, he'll be here, he says, definitely. I couldn't see him because it coincided with Saturday night when we were doing the program, but the reviews of JJ CALE live, everybody I met who went to see him said the guy was just fantastic. But this laid-back tag and this image thing about not really working very hard at all is something I think JJ CALE has been studying most of his life. He's got it down now to fine art form.
I've been taking it easy, trying to avoid work. And I'm not lazy, but I'm always trying to avoid work. I spend a lot of time I work a lot at trying to avoid work. And I have a little house, and I've been taking care of the yard, and I like to, mess with flowers and plant and watch TV and mow the lawn and go to movies and ride bicycle about like the same thing everybody else does. I've been making music now as a professional about over 30 years, and I'm real lucky. I was able to get enough money on the songs. I'm basically a songwriter. That's what I basically do for a living. And, the songwriting from a few artists that have recorded my songs have provided enough income to where I don't have to work for a living much anymore. So I kind of get out and tour for the fun of it and make records because that's what I do. I don't know what else to do, but because of the royalties on the songs I've written in the past, I can kind of, pick and choose and not have to work real hard. I generally write a song a day. I don't write a song a day, but I'll accidentally pick up the guitar and write a song. I'll pick up the guitar and play all the time, noodling around. I work on guitars. And that particular, I kind of knew I was going to make an album, and I wrote about 6 or 7 of the tracks here in one day. Maybe I went back and tweaked them up and finished them up a little bit, but the basic structures of the song I wrote in one day, or might be 2. And I generally don't do that. I was having a good day. On that first album I did in 1969, 1970, Naturally album, there's 4 songs on there with electric drummer, and the reason is I didn't have enough. I tried to talk some drummers into recording with me, but I couldn't pay them. That whole album was done on what we call spec. We cut the album before we'd sold it, and then we kind of spent our own money making the album, and then we went out and tried to sell it. So I had a hard time getting musicians. I couldn't pay anybody anything to make the album, so I had a hard time getting musicians to play on it. And so I had a banjo, and I'd trade the banjo for an electric drum machine, which was kind of new at that time. It's a Japanese boom, just a cheap electric drum machines, and they weren't as popular as they are now. The technology wasn't there then, and so I used that. And I thought I thought I would, after I made the recordings, that I actually go back and hire a band and stuff and make the recordings. But we never did. We just put out the demos, as we call them, and they had the electric drum machine on them. And that was 1970, I guess. This is After Midnight, take 1. After midnight, we're gonna let it all hang out. After midnight, we're gonna travel up and shout. We're gonna cause talk and suspicion, give an exhibition, find out what it is all about. After midnight, we're gonna let it all hang. After midnight, we're gonna shake your tambourine. After midnight, it's gonna be beaches and cream. Yeah, we're gonna cause talk and suspicion, give an exhibition, find out what it is all about. After midnight, we're gonna let it all hang. I'll take one, Johnny. Yeah, we're gonna cause talk and suspicion. Give an exhibition. Find out what it is all about. At the midnight, we're gonna let it all hang out. At the midnight, we're gonna let it all hang out.
J.J. Cale playing live the song that Eric Clapton really made famous and helped build J.J. Cale his own recording studio. I mean, give him his laid-back lifestyle, too. That's after...
I said that one day, and it's been repeated many times. I don't necessarily try to muddy it up. Sometimes it comes out that way. Sometimes I like a little darker sound. Maybe muddying is the wrong term. That's kind of a negative term. Maybe have a little darker sound to it. Take some of the... And when you say a darker sound, you're taking some of the highs off. And sometimes I'll do that just to have that kind of a sound, you know. I called it muddying one day, and then that's been repeated quite a bit. Maybe that's the wrong term. Just maybe looking for a little darker sound. To a certain extent, that's what I do it is because I can experiment. With my own voice, my own guitar playing, or playing synthesizers. Another reason I like to mess with the knobs, like all engineers like to do. And audio engineering is a science. It's also an art, just like playing music is. And so that always fascinated me. And like I said, I use it in making my records. Sometimes I think if I'd rent a studio and get a real engineer, and I do that. Some of my songs I do that. I don't engineer on everything I do. Sometimes it sounds much better if I don't mess with the engineering thing, because I get to experimenting, and sometimes I go past it. But that's kind of the fun and the art part of it. There's the music. The music has to interface with the audio part of it, and the audio part of it can be any. I mean, it's not finite. It's you can do it any way. Every person has their own taste in music. Every listener has their own taste. And one person may think it's too bassy, or another person may think it's too trebly. Another person may think it's too loud sounding. Other people may think it's too soft. And you're trying to sell records to all that kind of thing. So I try to get somewhere in between that and doing and making the recordings. And not only in the songwriting and the music, but in the recordings, to try to appeal to more people. I probably missed that as far as hitting on the bullseye, but I try to do that. But music is a matter of taste, and what I may like, you may hate. This is Call Me the Breeze, take one. Really call me the breeze, keep rolling down the road. Yeah, they call me the breeze, I keep rolling down the road. I ain't got me nobody, I ain't carrying no heavy load. I got the green light, baby, I got to be moving out of here. Got the green light, baby, I got to be moving out of here. I ain't hiding from nobody. I stay with it. If there ain't no change in the weather, ain't no change in me. If there ain't no change in the weather, ain't no change in me. I ain't hiding from nobody, ain't nobody hiding from me. Well, they call me the breeze, I Yeah, they call me the breeze. Keep 'em rolling down